Okay. Second flight. Nobody's out right now, so get on it.
Flaps up, gear up. Time remaining 2 minutes. Time remaining 1 minute. Seconds. Gear down. Landing flaps. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time expired.
Whew. Accelerating flight. She does cut through the air nice.
Flaps up.